Okay, okay, righty gang. I'm just gonna break down this dynamic strategy 102. As you guys can see, we're currently gonna put the replay mode just to show you how the strategy is currently working. So I'm just gonna go back at least till here, right? So now we don't know what price is currently doing, but we can see it from where price currently trading. So this strategy basically contains and work like this, right? Dynamic risk 102, right? Dynamic strategy risk 102. So the first thing we're gonna take a look at is, okay, some capital letters, market structure, daily time frame, right? That is what we're gonna do, market structure and daily time frames. And then we're gonna mark off supply in demand zones and wait for break of structure on 4 hour time frame. Wait for retest on 1 hour and in golfing candle and enter your trade. That is basically what we're gonna wait for, right? That is what we're gonna do, and this is how simple the strategy is, right? So dynamic risk strategy 102 is basically plain and simple. Market structure on a daily time frame. We have to determine if price bullish or bearish. So let's start off that. Let's do the first mark. We can see we currently bullish. Let's mark off our highs, right? We broke above this area. We just do exactly what this thing says and mark off supply and demand zone. So we're gonna mark off demand zones. This is our demand zone, and this is also a demand zone. So now we wait for break of structure on 4 hour time frame. Okay, we just have to mark off supply and demand zone. So now we just have to say wait for price to trade into your supply or demand demand zone. Okay. Okay, now we're just gonna wait for price to trade. Just fix that. Trade into your supply or demand zone. Right. So now we just have to go forward. Must wait for price to trade into this. Okay, we didn't get that. So now we just have to move on. Create this new higher low. Break above this structure. So this is basically not valid now. So we just basically do the same thing over and over again. We mark off this area and mark off this demand zone. So we just have to wait. Okay, their price currently trading in my 4 daily demand zone. We can see price rejected. So now I'm not gonna scale down to 4 hour yet because I know from my daily and from my experience this is a lower high from my 4 hour. Okay, I will enter position right there and I will keep my stop under here and I will mark my 1 to 1 right there. Get it right in there. 1 to 1. First 1 to 1, my 1 to 2. This the second thing I have to do. Mark of my my areas where we're gonna take profits most likely. TP2. Okay, let's go. And there we have our 1 to 1 hit, right? So you guys can see we have our 1 to 1 hit, and we have our 1 to 2 hit. So now we just basically do the same thing as you guys can see. Wait for price to trade into our supply zone in demand zone. We wait for price to come into it. You can see price spike into it. Wait for break of strikes on 4 hour. This was a 4 hour low high. It was not necessary for me to scale down to my 4 hour time frame. Reason is because I know this is my lower high. Wait for the retest 1 hour and engulfing candle. Okay, I enter once we have that. Our retest would have been this, and there would have candle be the same thing. So, and enter your trade. As you guys can see, we have a beautiful 1 to 2. So now we're just basically gonna do the same thing. As you guys can see, let's remove this, let's remove this, let's remove this, remove this, remove this, remove this, remove this. We apply the same thing over and over and over again, right? So we mark off this area close above this region because right this was our previous uh high point. We have this new high. We can see we did create this new high point, so we currently still bullish. So now we mark off our supply and demand zones. This is our demand, bam, and this is our demand, bam. So let's wait for price to come into that area. Okay, we can see price currently trading in our first demand area. So now we just have to wait for the shift on smaller time frames of 4 hour. It must be 4 hour. Okay, see price just close under. Once price run through it, it's not valid for us anymore. Let's see. Okay, I would take an entry right there, right? And the stops under here. And my 1 to 1 just there. Not every strategy is 100%, guys, but this strategy has a high win rate. So that's why I say I will use this strategy. This is the 102. It's pretty simple, guys. Everybody can apply the strategy. Anyone can apply the strategy. Let's see how this trade works. Okay, our stop loss got hit. That's okay. So now we just move this. It basically make it more easier for us because this is our lower high. Now we just have to wait for price to close above this lower high point just to make it more easier. Okay, that is what I was talking about. Enter your trade right there. Stop under here. 1 to 1 is just up there. So let's go. A 1 to 1 got hit. Basically plain and simple. Let's see 1 to 2. It's up there. Let's go. Drag this thing out. I don't like to put my stops at break even, bro. I like just to fucking set and forget because I'm risking the amount. Why must I put my stop at break even? Okay, there we can see prices he take profit again, right? So now we're just basically repeating the same thing over and over. So let's do that again. Let's reset. Let's reset. Let's reset. Let's reset. This is a weekly structure area right now, but we don't worry on a weekly. It's a daily strategy. And this is what we will do. We do the same thing over and over, right? This is dynamic 102, guys. It's pretty simple. Trading made easy, right? And if anybody can get a hand on this strategy, you guys will fucking make money. I can guarantee you that, guys. So we can see we broke out of this structure, right? We bullies, right? Market structure daily time frame. We can see we bullies. So now next thing we mark our supply and demand zones. We have this area of demand, and we have this stinky winky right there. So now we just waiting for price to come into one of these two zones, and we wait for that structure shift, and we trade it. Okay, there price come back into this area. Okay, it did comes in here, but it didn't give me that best. So now we just basically do something like this, bring it up, remove this. That's why we don't have a new high yet. Yeah, we do have a new high, but the high didn't stop yet. We still basically in that phase of continuing to the upside. So now we just have to wait. We mark off our demand zones. This is a big demand zone. It doesn't matter how big. Price is not perfect, so it's not always going to be the same. So now we just have to wait. Go. Okay, there we're currently trading in that demand zone. We can see rejections. Okay, I will take an entry right there. Bam. I stop. I will just keep it under this lows. Okay, my 1-to-1 just there. Just there. 1-to-1. Bam. Bam. 1-to-1. 1-to-2. Just there. Let's go. This strategy will make me pass any fucking challenge. Let's go. There, it hits my 1-to-1. It's my 1-to-2. That is how simple the strategy is. Is basically supply and demand strategy, and it's on my daily and 4 hour time frames only, guys. So if you guys can see, we can try it on the other market as well, just to show you the transparency of this strategy. Let's copy this quickly and take it over to a different market. Let's choose any of these markets. Let's just do USD Swiss franc. USD Swiss franc. Okay, forex.com. Okay, gonna keep it like this. Okay, let's stop there. Right, let's go to daily. Right, we don't need, and one thing, right, we don't need all of this structure. Right, that is not necessary. We need only a small piece of structure. That is basically what we're gonna need. We don't need a lot of structure, only what we can see. Right, we can see we currently perish because right, this was my lower high, lower low. So now we mark off this high low, and we can say that we didn't close above this area yet, so we cannot so say that. Let's wait for price to close above there. Then we can mark it off. Okay, now we can mark it off. Now we can mark off our demand zone. Bam. I'm currently gonna look for buys right now. So where's my allow? Same thing, right? Market structure, time frame, and just have to wait. We didn't create a high yet, but we did leave some clues right here. This is another demand zone for us here on daily. So we just have to wait for price to do that again. This is our new form of a high. This is not the high because my price didn't take that sweep yet. Okay, there we can see price come into it. Not yet. Okay, now we can see price is currently trading at our major area of demand. Okay, I will take an entry right there. Bam. Stop under here, 66. And I'm gonna have my 1-to, it's my 1-to-1. 1-to-1. Come on. 1-to-1 is just up there. 1-to-1. and my 1 to 2. Okay, let's go. Okay, stop loss got hit. Didn't hit my 1 to 1. Didn't hit my 1 to 1, but did go in my favor. That will happen. Let's remove that. That will happen, guys. This is not you're not gonna get a strategy for 100%, but you're gonna see some really very well with this strategy, guys. I can guarantee you that. So now we're just waiting for price to close above there. Okay, now we know we basically roll over, so we bearish. So what we're doing now, we're just basically changing the momentum and flow, right? Close under this area. And now we have this lower high that's basically causing the break of it. So we can mark off our major. This is our major supply zone. Here we have like minor supply zones. Now we just have to wait for our sell positions. There we have a new low, right? A low is basically where price reversed from. Okay, there we're currently trading into this area right now. So now we just have to wait for price to close under this area, and then we're gonna take sells. Okay, price didn't do that. Price runs up. That's why you must be disciplined and wait and be patient for it. Okay, now we know price is basically just shifting structure. We bullish. Now we know, just do that. We have this new form of a structure break right there. We have this major zone right there. We have minor order block right there. So that is basically how you adapt according to what the market is telling you, right? Never get discouraged. You must just wait. Okay, there price didn't just spike in, but didn't come into it. So I'm not interested. Okay, there we have the spike. So now I just have to wait for price to close above this area. It is gonna be a 4-hour structure shift. See there, price close under that. So this area is not valid anymore. So now we can just mark off other reasons like this area is this way we can see we have that push from. Okay, there we have this reason right there. But if we get that doji and engulfing, that's an entry for me. Doji, doji. It just confirm that area for me. Okay, now this area is not valid anymore for me. Let's remove this. Okay, why did I lock this thing? Let's see. You can just look at this thing as well. But fuck that. Wait for it to come all the way down. Okay, now we're currently into this zone. So we have 4-hour low high right there. We just have to wait for that. We're currently trading at the slows. You see how many days we wait. Rejection. Close under. Price change again. Right, so now we didn't get any trades, guys. Price was just basically wandering around. See, that is basically the discipline of waiting for it, right? Discipline of waiting for it. So, but if you was taking this trade from this demand zone, right? Taking a trade from this demand zone, just fix that quickly. From this demand zone right there, you enter there from this doji and whatsoever. Your stop would have been under here. You probably would hit a 1 to 3 easily on that straight. So, but now we just have to adapt according to what price is telling us. So let's do the same thing over and over. This is more like an our major this up here, our major weekly zone, but our daily is gonna be this area, this low, and we can mark off this area right there. All right, this is the structure that we broke, and we can mark off this supply area, and this is more like a minor supply area. Let's go. Okay, there we're currently trading in that area. Okay, we currently continue to the upside. Now we know price gonna come to this weekly demand zone right there. Right, we still bullish, we still bearish, guys. We still bearish because right, this is our major supply zones, and this is also the area. This area is not valid anymore. So what you can do right now, guys, if you want to take counter trends, because right, you know our major is bearish, because right, this is one push for me to the downside. So what you can do right now is that mark off this area and trying to see if we can get buys from it. Okay, it didn't come down, so just for the better. Okay, I want price to come close on the this low right here. Then I will take a sell. Okay, there price jab jab. Let's continue. Okay, price come there. Now I just have to wait for price to close under here. Then we're gonna take shells. Okay, yep, that's what we're waiting for. You gotta actually wait for price to retrace back to this area, but this is more like an early entry. 1 to 1, just down there. 1 to 1. One, two, two. Let's go. And still, we can still lose trades, bro. That is what I'm saying. The strategy is not 100%, but your win ratio is just gonna be higher, right? You're just gonna have a higher win ratio, bro. That is the cool thing about the strategy. You're just gonna win more trades. You're gonna make more money. That is what the game is about. Okay, you see, this Chelsea is still in play. Fuck, that is just wow. You see, this is the same thing, bro. It's the same thing over and over. So, yeah, this is my recap from my dynamic risk strategy 102. Let's go.